What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are here for another new Madden 22 franchise rebuild. Today we are taking a look. I'm wearing this hat for a certain reason, because we are rebuilding the San Francisco 49ers. People have been asking for it. They want to see what we can do with Trey Lance under center, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing. There's not going to be any, are we going to ease him in? We got Jimmy Garoppolo here. No. Tell you right now, here's what we're doing. This is my rebuild. We are just... don't need him. Not even going to throw him on the trade block, knowing that I'm getting $20 million of immediate salary cap. And we already have Nate Sudfeld, who's a GOAT. You want a high draft pick? You throw Nate Sudfeld in. Ask Giant fans what that's about. But Trey Lance is going to be our dude. 74 hidden dev. We know the dev trait. If you watched my video where I talked about all the rookies' dev traits, if you don't know, it's going to be pretty fun to find out. And you look at it from a skill standpoint, outstanding for a Madden quarterback. I think he's outstanding in real life. He looked really good in the preseason. And I have a buddy, one of my best friends is a 49er fan, and he was asking me, C4, who should they get? And this was like right around the time that there was like potential Mac Jones rumors. And I was like, dude, listen, I think it should come down to Trey Lance or Justin Fields for Shanahan's scheme. And at that point, I had Trey Lance with the slight edge in my rankings. And I was like, they should go Trey Lance. And then, of course, he's just knocking me, oh, yeah, like just Carson Wentz, who don't need another North Dakota State quarterback. And things look pretty good. Seems like most Niner fans are very happy with the Trey Lance selection. And definitely you are happy with Trey Lance over Mac Jones, I think. And I'm not going to try to have any more shade thrown at Mac Jones because he's been absolutely lighting it up in our Pink Slip series. But Trey Lance, I'm very excited. This is going to be very much your rebuild. We are going to win and or lose on the arm and development of Trey Lance. So the rest of the team here in San Francisco, interesting for a rebuild for sure. The running back room in real life is very dangerous for a Madden rebuild. Well, we got Mostert, 29. Yeah, he's solid for the time being, but obviously not going to be really a long-term option for us. One of the fastest, I think he actually is the fastest running back in the NFL. He's an awesome success story. I remember we got him in Philly as a UDFA during Chip Kelly. He was like a return man. He was like one of our best breakout players in a preseason. I think he had a bunch of big-time returns. He just never stuck around. I remember, though, and the fact that he's kind of cat on there with the 49ers is pretty dope. I got Wayne Gallman, who actually I kind of did like at Clemson, but ultimately someone like Trey Sermon, 74 with that hidden dev, he could very well be the future of this backfield. Wilson's solid. They got Elijah Mitchell from Lafayette, another rookie. Hasty from Baylor. Like, they got a lot of dudes here. But long-term, Mostert, not so much, more short-term. And I think Trey Sermon could be a very interesting guy for us going forward. You have Juszczyk, highest paid, but very valuable fullback. Hopefully there's something in the playbook in the sim that values and utilizes him, which I have seen some pretty audacious rushing touchdown numbers for fullbacks this year, so maybe that'll be the case. Wide receiver room, two very good young wide receivers we can build around. Deebo Samuel, wide receiver, 82 with the star dev. Very dynamic runner, really dangerous with the ball in his hands after the catch. And then you have the burner deep threat, Brandon Aiyuk, 78 with a star dev. Really hoping one of these guys can catch a superstar dev trait sooner than later, be it a dev trait scenario that they actually achieve or based upon regular season performance, because I have seen some pretty big numbers from the 49ers here in the sim. Other than that, there's some guys, some veterans, Benjamin Sanu, Richie James, not a bad, really productive Middle Tennessee State, but it's really, we got two of our three wide receivers, hopefully for the long term. Same with tight end, we're good. We have, in my opinion, and it's not a hot take, he's in the Kelsey tier, I think. Maybe that's a hot take. So many people are like, well, it's clearly Kelsey 1, Kittle 2, then, Waller and the next guys in that next tier. I think George Kittle and Kelsey are in the exact same tier. I think they're in S tier. Obviously, Kittle had the injury last year, but both these guys complete tight ends, pretty much can block very well, and they're as good as wide receiver ones in both their offenses. So we are definitely going to heavily evolve George Kittle, and hope he's going to be here, and we're just going to go with the idea that he's going to be here for the entirety of the rebuild. Offensive line, we have the veteran Trent Williams at 33. I have seen him go the full 5 years, so maybe we'll have him for the full 5 years. I don't necessarily know what it's going to look like salary cap-wise, but outstanding, one of the top tackles in the NFL. Rest of the offensive line, you have Laken Tomlinson, who was a former first-round pick of... who drafted? Was it... I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he was a first-round pick, right? By someone. I want to say Detroit. That could be wrong. I don't feel like that was... either way, I mean, solid, 79, but 29. Probably going to use replacement. You have Alex Mack, who's solid, but he's also 35. So getting younger in the offensive line will be a priority. They used a high pick on Aaron Banks at Notre Dame. 68. I don't think there's any dev trait there, so, could be solid. Mike McGlinchey's probably the best lineman on the team from a upside standpoint. 80. I think he has a star dev, so... It's not bad. Defensively, got a lot of bodies. One thing we are going to try to do, I'm going to see if we can get D Ford some sort of value. It just doesn't make sense to have that in terms of a rotation right now. We'll go with Eric Armstead, 84 with a star dev, only 27 years old. So there is some long-term potential for him to be here for the full 5 years and still develop in that time. Then you have Nick Bosa, who's ridiculous, 90 superstar X Factor, when healthy, was looking like one of the new superstars of the league. So that's going to be a big get for the San Francisco 49ers in real life, as well as in this rebuild. Ibukam solid. Defensive tackle, they got Mo Hurst, channel legend from the Raiders series. Javon Kinlaw, second-year player out of South Carolina, 78 star dev. He's solid. Does Mo Hurst have a dev trade? He does. So we have 2 defensive tackles with dev traits, which is pretty cool. Linebacker core, they brought in Michael Kendricks. You guys need some insider trading knowledge. He will very much help you out. So we need a younger left outside linebacker. Maybe we could get by, not from a scheme point, but like Ibukam could play linebacker. Let's see what, I just want to see the rating here. It's probably not going to be higher than Michael Kendricks. Not necessarily a scheme fit, but he did play outside linebacker for the Rams. And he has good athleticism that it might not give him a crappy rating because of his coverage ability. I don't know. Let's see. Hey, there we go. It's 1 point. I'll take it. We'll rock and roll with that. Middle linebacker, you have Fred Warner, who's one of the best linebackers in the NFL, 94, superstar X Factor. Like, this is not going to be necessarily like an incredibly difficult rebuild because the team is kind of there. It's just more so we want to see what we can do with Trey Lance. Dre Greenlaw, also solid, 78 with a star dev, only 24 years old. So again, another guy I really think we should try to retain for the full 5 years on this rebuild and see what he can kind of become. Here's where it gets a little dicey for the 49ers in the secondary. You have 2 veterans, Verrett and Kwan Williams. I mean, again, with Williams, he's a slot guy. Verrett, can play on the outside and was actually pretty solid for them last year. But no more Richard Sherman. You have Mosley. Does he have a dev trait? So he's normal dev. Williams has normal dev. Verrett probably has star. So again, this is going to be probably getting younger on the offensive line and really figuring out the secondary is going to be top priority for us. They got Jimmy Ward, 84, good rating, but again, 30, pretty old. Jaquiski Tart, 82 overall. He's 29 with the star dev. And these are just not positions. It's not like offensive line where you just kind of want to run them into the ground because it's really hard to replace from the draft. These positions, these guys are going to regress. They're going to hit that wall, and it's going to be like -2, -3 in an offseason. So we are going to have a plan to fix the secondary and get younger, and also on the offensive line. Special teamers are solid for the time being, but this is a very good roster. I'm expecting to make the playoffs most of the years, but we are going to have to see Trey Lance develop. We're going to have to see the Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel develop. We're going to have to see Nick Bosa perform. I can't have a superstar X Factor Nick Bosa only getting 7-8 sacks a year. We need him to start playing like a Myles Garrett in the sim, 15-16 sacks, and then we may be able to consider this 49ers squad a Super Bowl contender. So without further ado, let's get into it. Year 1 of the San Francisco 49ers Madden 22 rebuild. Let's go. We get some offers in for D4, and I think I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills off here. A future 3rd and a 7th in the upcoming draft. Pretty good for a guy that's not going to see the field for us. All right, cool. That's what happens when you look at George Kittle in franchise mode. So I want to get action of the debut game for Trey Lance, and what better opponent to kind of come into the NFL than the Detroit Lions, and what better first completion to the now new tight end, Jordan Matthews. What is it with North Dakota State quarterbacks and Jordan Matthews that works out so well? But in this game, man, getting on the sticks with Trey Lance, very good, man. Everything about him screams cheesy, young, dynamic quarterback. He has the speed, he has the arm power. Look at this throw. Terrible coverage, but has the cannon to float that in. Perfect pass to Richie James. Runs away from Jeff Okudah, who's just still continuing to struggle to make plays for the Detroit Lions. And then we have another little highlight here just to show the dual threat ability. How much speed does Trey Lance actually have? Well, being able to break up for a guy that doesn't have, the escape artist, all those cheesy abilities, felt pretty good, moved pretty good. And for a debut performance, 5 touchdowns does not get better than that. I just want to interject this. Year 1, I'm doing my scouting. Obviously, this DB is a spot I want to. This might be the most stacked corner class I've ever seen. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first-round talents at corner. Nice. Good year into corner. All I'm going to say this, fellas. Last scouting update of year one. We needed corner safeties, either spots. It's a great year to need literally anything DB. This is going to be an outstanding draft, even if we don't have the premier picks because of, everything we had to do to get Trey Lance. So we are at the midway point of year one, 4-3 for the 49ers, which is not bad. A little bit behind the Rams here in the NFC West, but for a rookie quarterback, the fact that we're still right in the hunt and 4-3 is not bad. Second in the division, I'm optimistic about a strong finish and, playing for maybe the wild card spot. Looking at our contracts here, well, okay. So you can definitely see they are a lot of players that are like win now type guys that are up for contracts. I'm thinking honestly, I think we can do something with Mo Hurst, 627, 28, give him maybe a 3-year deal. 26, only 26, man. What the Raiders doing getting rid of him? I feel like Tomlinson's another guy, like, 2 years, he'll still be, it might not be the best contract to handle, but if he gives that, he wants a little bit more money. His ratings shouldn't tank too bad over those next 2 years, so I think I will come back to a contract for him, but Williams we can get younger at, Tart we can get younger, Verrett we can get younger, Mostert we can get younger. Well, we have Sermon there, ready to take over the reins. So I will give Thompson a deal, and unless we come to the end of the year and Mostert has 1,700 yards, something like that, or Jason Verrett has 5-6 interceptions, we'll probably just try to get younger on those spots. And then year one, man, the NFC West is going to be a bloodbath, and it was tight. I don't know, man. I feel like the Niners, what are Niner fans' true expectations for this upcoming year? I feel like they want playoffs, but they're not expecting the playoffs because they're gonna be like, well, we give it a take. If we go with Jimmy G, mate. Okay. Game crashed. I think it has something to do because it did the exact same thing with right after the George Kittle thing. So that's great that I'm now dealing with that. All right. Well, we'll be right back. All right, let's try this again. Didn't make the playoffs. Think Niner fans, I don't know. Let me know if you're a Niner fan. What are your expectations this season? Looking across the league, old man Brady, unstoppable. Looks like a hell of a year for Trevor Lawrence. Nothing too outrageous outside of Christian McCaffrey having the most receiving yards in the league. 21 sacks, Von Miller, 20 for Zadarius Smith, 20 for Ndamukong Suh. Turn the clock back there. Looking at what we did for the Niners. Hopefully it's, oh my God, look at that. Trey Lance. That's a hell of a rookie year. 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 17 picks, 71% completion percentage. That is elite. That's very elite. We had 800 yards, 14 touchdowns. Mostert, 8 and 9 for Sermon. It's going to be his backfield next season. Receiving 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns for Richie James. Slot cheese exists here in San Francisco. 1,100 yards, 9 tutties, George Kittle. 9 and 12, Deebo. 5 and 1, Aiyuk. So maybe I'll just throw Deebo in the slot. Just maybe, I don't know, benefit of the doubt there. Just get his stats numbers up just a little bit. Fred Warner, outstanding season. 140 tackles, 9 TFL, 2 sacks, 5 interceptions. We got 7.5 sacks. Ebukam, 7.5 Bosa, which I said I don't really want to see. That was kind of the case last year in Madden 21. I remember Nick Bosa just was underwhelming in any rebuild that we kind of had him around in. 7 sacks. Armstead, 5 for Mo Hurst. Got himself the new contract. 5 picks, Jason Verrett. I might just have to give him whatever contract he wanted. Tart also playing for a contract here. Okay, might have to bring back some of these veterans. If this game doesn't crash, I'll try my best to do that. Might as well peak rookie of the year. Might be Trey Lance. Lawrence had more yards, but Lance had more touchdowns. McCaffrey is the MVP in the NFC. Offensive player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. Defensive player of the year, Khalil Mack. Offensive rookie of the year, boo! Trey Lance, runner-up. Sermon at 3. Saying boo or boo earns. We're saying boo. Not what we wanted to see there. And then for the rest of the individual award, what? Richie James, wide receiver 1 in the NFC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Richie James. Okay, Jason Verrett, best DB. Got our run to give him a contract. Quissy Tart at number 4. Maybe I need to keep on to the old guard just a little bit. I will admit, saying I wanted to get younger at those spots. Kind of forgot. Well, I didn't forget. Kind of forgot that I don't have first-round draft picks. All those good-looking DBs. I might get a chance at one of them. So let's actually see if we can re-sign some of these guys. We only have one chance. Steelers won the Super Bowl. Joe Hayden is the MVP. I like seeing that. Florida Gator great. We're going to, let's go right into the final re-sign. See if we can get, I'm going to give one contract to Tart and one contract to Jason Verrett. And we'll see what it do. So Verrett wants a 1-year deal. We'll up this a little bit. 5.2. We'll give 4.25. 1 year, $9.4 million deal, and he's coming back. And old Jaquiski Tart. What do we got for you? He wants 2 years. I'll just offer him this straight up. That's 2 years already. I already don't like that offer, so I don't want you back. So we're getting Verrett back in his 5 interceptions, and now it's time to begin the offseason. I guess we can look if we have any contracts, but dev trade upgrades on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and then we'll jump into the offseason. So on the offensive side of the ball, Trey Lance is a superstar. Surprise, surprise. If you didn't know, now you know. Richie James went up a dev trade. He went from a normal to a star, which is cool, which is great. We now have that third wide receiver. I think, what's he, only 24, 25? Let's get, might as well try to make him a scheme fit there, even though I don't need to because I bought that. That's the number one thing I do. And I kind of broke that down in my coaching trees video, but getting the ability that everyone counts as a scheme fit in your trading, once you do that, then you can just always go with the highest overall. I wasn't thinking again. But he's 26, so yeah, I think Richie James, Deebo, and Aiyuk can be our wide receiver core for majority of this rebuild if we can keep them all together. So we have one dev trait there. On the defensive side of the ball, Greenlaw superstar. Cool. We'll take it. We will take it. Let's get into the offseason. Trent Williams retired. Now there is something I wasn't expecting. There's not really a tackle. I don't really want to pay Cam Robinson. Oh no, that's not good. That's not. Do I have anyone I can shift? Like we could shift. Damn. Okay. Well, I was literally just being like, all right, we're gonna drop the bomb on him here, people. We are going to be going all in on a certain player that clearly would be and represent a big time upgrade. Let's actually see what kind of money can we spend. We got Marcus Williams there at safety. Ward can handle it for another year. J.C. Jackson, not a scheme fit though, and we do like some of the corners in the draft. I think we can get a nice value corner in with our first pick, whatever that is, second, third round. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going after Davante Adams. Because it's another one of those things where, like, I think that could happen. I could very easily see Davante Adams leaving Green Bay and going to a team like the 49ers. Secondary is the Seattle Seahawks are the top bid. I do not want to go up against Davante Adams, DK Metcalf, and Russell Wilson. So we are going to not only overpay to try to land his services, but we're also paying so that the Seattle Seahawks don't get him. So 5 years, $130 million. Don't even really need him, but also let's see what he can do. I feel like our offense was good. You get Davante Adams, it's going to be like 45, 50 touchdowns. That type of realm for what we're going to get with Trey Lance versus going with the bargains, the Aiyuks, the Richie James. Those guys are all nice, and maybe I can package one of these guys. Like you can't really see any sort of trade package that I can get a tackle out of this. So, I mean, maybe we just give Trent, Cam Robinson 75. That's not a lot of money. Give him something like 4.3, 320. See if he wants to come. Let's do that, man. All right, big moves here. Cam Robinson coming in, okay. Davante Adams. So now I think it might be worth, before the draft or maybe after the draft, trying to move one of our wide receivers. Because, they got dev traits and they're all on the right side of 30. Maybe we can get something. Maybe package a couple players here. I don't know. I think that now opens itself up. But there was just no way. Davante Adams to the 49ers makes a lot of sense. And then you're also playing with the strategy element of, like, I don't want him going in the division to Seattle. So we had to wait all the way to the 14th pick in the second round to have our first. And our board's good. I got a second round guard, which is, those don't grow on trees. This is the pick of the draft, which, I don't even know if I should just get that now and have that, but I don't need it with Mo Hurst and Kinlaw. I need a safety. We have Parsons early second. I think I'm going to get Parsons, and then hopefully that D tackle's still there in the third round. Do I have a third round pick? What do we look like here? We have a second and third. So hopefully we can get Parsons, Goldsberry, Cooper in that order. And that'd be a pretty good draft. So let's grab Parsons here in the second round. He's most likely going to be a day one starter for us. Yeah, that's good. 73 hidden dev, 39 in true value. Good player. 76 zone, 79 pursuit, 81 hit power, well-rounded safety. Nice. Our plan's working out very nicely. Goldsberry is there. He's probably maybe normal dev. Oh, let's go, man. Come on. You can't give something like that to me. That falls right into my lap. 80 hidden dev, number 2 in true value, getting him at 78. Taking over Trent Williams' number there. Complete surplus requirement, but again, giving us an opportunity to maybe trade someone and maybe have a nice package where we can put, an Aiyuk and Kinlaw to get like a big time player, or Mo Hurst and Richie James to get someone of lesser. I don't know, but we have our options now. For all the bugs, for every headache that this franchise, whatever we want to call it, the system, the under the hood, it has been treating me very well for draft. I don't know, man. I'm not watching a lot of other franchise content right now. Is there someone drafting as good as me? Like, I'm just on fire. I don't know what I'm doing. I made a guide. I know what to look for, but even then, man, I don't know what to look for dev traits, and they're coming. Maybe it's just I'm getting paid back for all the times I got robbed in Madden 21. Joey Cooper, 55 at 110, 72 hidden dev guard. There you go. I got no scouting left. Might as well just grab Antonio Brown, wide receiver for the memes. There we go. There's our draft. I found a trade here in the preseason. It is pretty beneficial for both teams involved. So we got Mo Hurst. Kind of became a little bit expendable given the draft pick of that freakishly good D tackle. Just got himself a new contract. 80 star dev, 27. A little bit more proven player. And here for the Browns, their top need is D tackle. And they have Greedy Williams, 77 star dev. So he's not as proven of a player, but he is a couple years younger than Mo Hurst. So I'm going to see if we can get this trade to kind of cross the... Yeah, it does. Get it across the line there. And just like that, able to shuffle around a couple pieces on the defense. And ultimately, we're going to come out a stronger unit. Some big-time moves here. So there's not going to be no more missing the playoffs starting right away in year 2 on the offensive side of the ball. Can't be overstated. Davante Adams is an absolute game changer at 29. It's a win-now move. He looks good in red. Hey, what's his X-Factor ability here? We got double me. Good luck. Going from Aaron Rodgers. Now he has Trey Lance to take under his wing. Hopefully, it's a twofer. Hopefully, he makes Trey Lance better. And Trey Lance can absolutely have Davante Adams be 15, 16, 1700 yard type of receiver. We have Cooper here at right guard as well with the dev trait. Hopefully, he is something good. It's probably going to be a star. Cam Robinson taking over for just massive shoes to fill for Trent Williams. But I think, we'll be fine. I think he'll be serviceable and we'll be fine. Defensively, we have the addition of Goldsberry, the number 2 player in the draft, that just somehow fell to us. So he will be starting, enough for us to ship Mo Hurst out of town to bring in Greedy Williams, who's now going to start on the other side of Jason Verrett in the secondary. Parsons at strong safety, rookie starter. Excited to see what he can do. And get a new dev trade here for Dre Greenlaw, superstar player. Let's see if he can up his game to match the dev trait this season. Ultimately, this is a very good team. This is probably the best team we've had so far going into the second year of a rebuild. 86 overall. I firmly believe 10 wins min. 10 wins min. Way through year number 2, and we are top dogs in the NFC West, 6-2. Very happy with that. Up to an 88 overall now. So let's look at some contracts. I don't really want to look at my available salary cap. I think it could be not great, but we have a lot of players that we need to look at resigning. So first we have Nick Bosa, who has been underwhelming from a sim standpoint, but it's only been 1 year. Maybe it's just going to take him a couple years here to put it all together. I'm going to give him a 4-year deal. I want him here for only a couple more years left of the rebuild. And Bosa, yes sir. We got Greedy Williams. Maybe this is another reason why the Browns were so easy to trade him for Mo Hurst. Mo Hurst has a contract versus Greedy Williams, who was set to be a free agent, but we got him locked up. I think Deebo Samuel now as our starting slot wide receiver. I think it's only going to be a matter of time. We might get him a potential dev trade. Dre Greenlaw with the superstar. I did not expect him to be requesting more money than Bosa, but he does, and he wants even more money. I think we could probably make some sort of contract happen. We'll give a 4-year deal to Mike McGlinchey, try to retain him. He wants more money. Of course he does. McGlinchey, Dre Greenlaw will get themselves new contracts, and we'll wait and see on Verrett and Jimmy Ward. It was finished, and we got a bye. For a second, we didn't make the playoffs with this little bit of a menu because I don't think I can count on one hand how many times in all these rebuilds we've done so far we've got a first round bye. Well, we did 13-4 for the 49ers, sitting here as the number 1 seed in the AFC. Philly's the 2 seed, which is kind of crazy. Chiefs on the other side, not surprising. They're a juggernaut in this world of Madden that we play in. But very happy, man. Up to an 89 overall. I assume we probably got some boosts. Maybe that's not a true reflection of the squad. Looking across the league, before we look at our own stats, 54 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes, which is pretty terrifying. Nothing else really standing out there is too crazy for, there's nothing like 50 touchdowns from Alvin Kamara or anything like that. Trey Lance, solid season, man. 4,200 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 picks. Very well. I mean, I would say so far we've played with a couple rookie quarterbacks, and I think Trey Lance might be the best so far. And I think my game just crashed because that's what happened, and that's what I'm dealing with behind the scenes because there's something going on, I think, with that George Kittle fucking thing. Oh, Madden. It's like Cyberpunk. Like honestly, it's Madden 2077. That's so many bugs. All right, we're going to quickly do this so it doesn't break again. Running backs, 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns for Sermon, 10 touchdowns for Juszczyk, kind of justifying that massive contract for a fullback. 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns for Kittle, 1,012 for Deebo. $950? Davante Adams, $950? I didn't just pay you $1 trillion. Steve at $950 and 6. 55 yards a game. Maybe it's just a weird playbook here. I'm going to be honest. I'm actually kind of pissed off about that. 8 touchdowns for Aiyuk. Not bad. Yards aren't great, but the tutties are fine. Defensively, Fred Warner continues to be a beast. 114 tackles, 7 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. 3 interceptions, 14 sacks, Bosa. Yes. I don't know if I would trade the weird number there for Davante Adams for Nick Bosa to finally start playing good, but he did. Goldsberry, the D tackle, the rookie, 13 sacks, 13 TFLs, 10 sacks. Armstead, 9.5 Kinlaw. That's just absolutely a scary defensive line. Greedy Williams, 2 picks. Parsons, the rookie safety, 92 tackles, 2 picks as well. So we got big time production from, we didn't, for a draft class that we didn't have any first round picks, and we had that kind of production. Very, very happy to see. Offensive player of the year, we might have Trey Lance. There we go, number 9. For the rookies, went to Sal Hicks. And defensive rookie, they went to Goldsberry. Yes, sir. I don't know if he's going to get any depth traits or anything like that, but that's pretty cool. Trey Lance is quarterback of the year. And then for the rest of the awards here, I don't think we're going to be seeing any 49ers, but we got the first round bye. Let's go. And the game didn't crash. Progress. First game of the playoff run is against the New York Giants. Saquon Barkley, so they're a team that runs the ball well. We're a defense, especially defensive line, that just kind of welcomes teams to want to try to run into the black hole known as Bosa, Goldsberry, Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead. I would be very disappointed if we're one and done. Especially on the rare chance that we actually got the 1 seed and we're able just to sit and wait for the divisional round. It'd be very frustrating against a Giants team that, from all, looking around at what their stats were this season, it wasn't anything impressive. But I guess, it is our first playoff game with Trey Lance, and sometimes the playoff jitters can get to you. And it's not, actually at this point, it's looking like our defense is not really helping us out here. But Trey Lance has 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go down the field here. Score a touchdown, and it's actually looking kind of promising. Yes, sir. And the defense gets to stop. 49 seconds to kick a field goal. It goes to overtime. And, okay, we got a chance. 3:16, Austin time, Stone Cold time. We hold them to a field goal. We need a touchdown, and we get it. Ice in his veins. I think Trey Lance is going to be the guy. So far, Justin Fields has been the best rookie quarterback we've played with. Maybe Davante Adams ripping on his production. I will take a weird, unrealistic final stat line for Davante Adams for him in his first playoff game to give us 11 catches and 122 yards. Shows me that he's good, and the Niners go to the championship. From one running back to maybe the most unstoppable running back, not named Alvin Kamara in Madden 22, Christian McCaffrey and the Carolina Panthers are up next. Here I was. I picked the Panthers as my realistic but a realistic main channel franchise. It's Trey Lance. Look at that, man. Confidence. He's oozing confidence. You know, Panthers sleeper team, not a great roster, but they kick ass in franchise here. They are always competitive in the NFC. So, I mean, from that standpoint, I don't know. I'm not going to be doing any sim, really. It's going to be my main, like, I'm playing every game. But, I don't know, maybe there's something about the Panthers always being good anyways that makes it, I don't know. Because they're smoking us right now. We're going to need some points before half, which we do. Down 11. Quick touchdown here would be great, which it is. We get the 2-point conversion, down 3, now still down 10. But our offense is matching. We need our defense to find a way to contain Darnold and McCaffrey. Because we are scoring at ease on offense, but so are the Panthers. And I would like to think in this matchup, it's going to be the Niners defense that should be winning the battle there. They go for it on 4th down, get the conversion, 51 seconds. Oh my God, they get it. Fuck off. Get that shit out of the game, man. So who could have foreseen us running into Colin Kaepernick, who went on and won the Super Bowl here? You know, there's probably people out there, and I'm not touching the issue with a 10-foot stick, because I think ultimately my opinion doesn't matter. I'm a white Canadian. When it comes to the topic of, like, when they brought back Colin Kaepernick into Madden last year, you know, it was like a positive PR thing. It's like, all right, you know, this guy shouldn't be blackballed by the league. I get it. But also, Kaepernick wasn't very good. When he, like, why is he still a super high overall and just, you know, working me? I think even the biggest Kaepernick allies don't want what he is in Madden. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things. I want to use just live rosters. I want to just load the game. I think from now on, and I guarantee I'm going to forget sometimes. I'm just going to make him a punter, so like he's not going to go and sign as a top QB somewhere. And obviously, there's some stuff going on under the hood. He's juiced to the gills, baby. He's unstoppable. Won the Super Bowl. For dev traits, Deebo Samuel up to a superstar. Awesome. That's sick. Defensively, Goldsberry came out as a star. Parsons is an X Factor. Let's go. Shut down. X Factor. Artie Parsons. That's another one drafted in the books. Put it on the list for C4. Let's go. I don't know why it's not enabled. Aren't you allowed having 3 X Factors? Oh, whatever, though. I'll take that one. But, yeah. It's just one of those things, man, to say, like, hey, it's year 2, so I'm not overly worried about it. We still have a lot more years, and this team's only going to get better. But the fact that it's like, all right, we actually, like, built a really good team. We had the first round bye. We were the 1 seed. And then we ran into just this fantasy of what Colin Kaepernick is in the eyes of whoever put them in the game, and he just railroaded me. It's not satisfying. So for this free agency period, I wasn't going to throw around a lot of money. We don't have a whole lot of salary cap, but I do think with our roster that we have in place with the Niners that, you know, there's a certain degree of, like, let's have a little cap room to play with so we can re-sign our own players because our roster is really good. But I am going to still, you know, we got a punter here, Gillian, star dev punter, and free safety, replace Jimmy Ward, hit the free agency market, and get Juan Thornhill. Now, there are certain spots. There's corner again. Really hope we can grab someone in the draft. Still looking at the offensive line, but I think Thornhill, really underrated player there for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think he could be potentially a breakout stud, and you know John Lynch likes his safeties. Nice, got both of them, Thornhill and Gillian. Now let's go dominate the draft. Hopefully we can find the number 2 overall player, second round again. I don't have the sexiest of draft boards, but I do have 2 players that I really like. We have Cochran here on the offensive line, early first rounder. Could pretty much play him anywhere, but corner's the bigger need, and I just, it's one of those things where it's like we have Greedy Williams, and that's about it. The drop off at corner's not great. So we're going to have to grab McDaniels, 74, normal dev, number 29 in true value. And then I'm going to see if I can work a little magic and maybe trade up in the 3rd round here to get that, or yeah, 2nd round, maybe get that center. All right, I was able to give our 3 and a 4 to move up 10 spots here at the Indianapolis Colts to get pick 67, which is like, I think the 5th pick. Oh my God, so bright. In the draft. So we can get our guy. This is kind of what we have to do because we just have no premier draft picks. So anytime we do find that, guys, like something like this, where it's like early first rounder, got to go out our way. Because, I mean, a guy like this, Cochran, can play center. Because we haven't really done a great job replacing Alex Mack or having his successor in place. Or you can play pretty much anywhere on the O-line. So we're going to grab him. And he's 77, number 8 in true value. No dev traits are blessing us here. But we got 2 really good players that are going to contribute right away. And maybe more so on the defense side of the ball. Could be, with all that playing time as a rookie, in line for a dev trait scenario upgrade. So light draft, did not like my board whatsoever. Computer actually grabbed me a 60 QB. Nice. I grabbed a kicker because we need to replace Robbie Gould, but literally this is one of the weakest drafts I've seen so far. At least for our picks, we didn't even get to sniff the first round players. But I get a 74 normal dev corner, 77 normal dev center that we could probably move all around the offensive line. You know, could have been a lot worse for the draft. We got 3 guys that are most likely to play as rookies. Here's our team for year 3, and hopefully we don't run into the buzzsaw known as Colin Kaepernick, because this squad here is set up again to be favorites in the NFC, maybe even Super Bowl favorites. Trey Lance up to an 87 superstar. Other than that, of the offense, though, it's we just keep on keeping on. Cooper, the rookie last year, had a hidden dev. He is a star. We have the replacement here for Alex Mack, which is good in Cochran, so it's kind of future-proofing the offensive line a little bit, adding some more depth. But again, offense kind of remains intact, which is good. That's a positive. On the defensive line, Kinlaw's up to a superstar dev. Hell yeah. Goldsberry was unreal last year. It's kind of weird that Goldsberry didn't get the dev trait. Maybe it's just because he was a rookie. Whatever. The front is good. Landry, a little bit of a weak link there. Like I would say outside linebacker. And obviously McDaniels. That was, one of our better picks in the draft. But it's still kind of a drop off here after Greedy Williams. Gonna need the safeties to help out. Thornhill, we paid big money to come in free agency. Parsons, the X-Factor rookie that we drafted last year. They're gonna have to help compensate as we still try to rebuild this defense a little bit back up to prime Harbaugh era defense. But we are getting there. And I think on both sides of the ball combined, this should be another team that definitely contends for a first round bye. All right, midway point through the year, 4-5 is not where we really want it to be. I'm not going to open that breakout because it's probably bugged. And I will say now that the glitch that you guys have been seeing, it's shutting off my Xbox now, which is awesome. I'm taking years off my Series X's life to bring you guys this video. I think it's the root cause, probably something to do with that George Kittle thing. Like George Kittle. Like if you ever have your Xbox shutting off, do you have George Kittle on your team? Just throwing that out there. But yeah, all right, let's look at contracts here. Need to turn around this season for sure. We didn't go as hard in free agency because I knew there's guys that we wanted to re-sign, which, it's Aiyuk and Kinlaw are the big 2. And that is an outrageous deal for Kinlaw. For a guy that's 84 superstar, still has his best football ahead of him, only looking for a 20. It's like one of those things. He definitely is his own agent. I can tell you that. Aiyuk, again, just a young player. I think he's well worth the money. That's not an outrageous contract by any sense of the word. Tomlinson and Mack. Well, we have Mack's replacement. We don't have Cam Robinson's replacement. He's been solid. The fact that we got the first round bye with Cam Robinson, I think he's going to be worth this 2-year deal if he takes it, which he does. And yeah, we go. Good business, and we still have decent chunk of money for free agency this year. Okay, we actually went on a little bit of a win streak, finished 9-8, second place in the division, but made the playoffs. And we get the opportunity to play the Dallas Cowboys. It's pretty cool. I'm going to guess we're probably the last seed, if not second to last. We are the 7th seed, and we're proud of it. All right, that's cool. Let's look at the stats. How do we get here? Look at the rest of the league. Passing stats don't look too crazy. Rushing stats, well, there's Zeke at the top of the table. We know we got to stop that. Okay, things don't look too out of sorts. Nothing crazy. Looking at our team, Trey Lance still on fire. 4,700 yards, 37 touchdowns, 8 picks. We have 1,100 yards, 11 tutties for Sermon, 12 and 10 for Kittle, 11 and 10 for Davante Adams, almost 1,009 for Aiyuk. Deebo's the only guy I didn't really eat, and he still had a solid season. So I like that. Kittle and Adams are at least on the same page right now. Greenlaw, who got an outrageous $92 million contract extension, playing pretty well, outproducing Fred Warner, which is a little bit surprising. Sacks have unfortunately for some reason fallen here a little bit. Maybe that's the reason why our record wasn't as good. That's pretty much the number one thing. I think a discrepancy is like last year we had a bunch of guys eating. This year, not as much for sure. Don't know why. Is what it is. Quick look at the yearly awards. MVP went to Alvin Kamara. Zeke Elliott runner-up. Big run on running backs there for the top player in the NFL. As far as players on the 49ers, I don't think we have no award winners, but I don't care. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from Well, we're not from Philly. We're from San Francisco. And we're going to try to shock the world and beat the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we know Dallas is pretty good. Got to move the ball. Got to do this. Got to do that. But do they have the defense? That's the thing. We know they probably should be able to move the ball because Dak and those guys are pretty good. But do they have the defense to stop Trey Lance, hottest young quarterback in the NFL, George Kittle, Davante Adams, Brandon Aiyuk? And the answer is apparently a resounding yes. I mean, whatever, man. When you're with the record that we have, we know our team's really good. I'm not going to be too upset about a team that has, 14 wins? From a sim standpoint, the sim is trying to decide who should win this game. And this is the same sim that just had Colin Kaepernick absolutely tear us a new butthole. But you look at those records. If the records were reversed and we were playing like an 8-9 win Dallas team, we would expect to win. And Dallas did enough on the day here. Very good performance from Dak Prescott, showing us with that completion percentage, we really need to try to improve this secondary, get another lockdown corner in this free agency period if they're available, or maybe spend our premier draft pick there. But hey, at least we made the playoffs. It did not look good at the midway point. We ended up battling, making the playoffs, and showing that we're a competitive team. So, year 4, let's go. Closing out year 3, getting a recap here. The Dallas Cowboys went on to beat the Madden 21 Super Bowl special Cleveland Browns. Jalen Smith with the Super Bowl MVP. As much as I hate everything Dallas Cowboys, I think Jalen Smith, the redemption story of Jalen Smith is pretty awesome. Looking at our squad, any dev traits, offense and or defense. We have on the offensive side of the ball, no one went up dev trade. Defensive side of the ball, Greenlaw's up to a superstar X Factor. So now I'm actually kind of happy we paid him $97 million. Goldsberry goes from star to a superstar. And there's just no reason why this front 7 shouldn't be getting more sacks than what they did. They should be getting the sacks that they got 2 years ago, not what we saw this year. But yeah, looking at where we need to get better. Left outside linebacker. Bring in another corner. I mean, I think McDaniels, even though the depth trade's not great, he could be like a slot. He could be our third guy. But we need a lockdown, or at worst, 84, 85, somewhere in that range. So corner, left outside linebacker. And on the offensive side of the ball, RB2. That's about it. Not a lot of holes, man. This team's, and we have salary cap to spend. We just need the players to be available. Only one guy that was kind of fitting the bill. It's only a 1-year deal, which I'm happy about because I wouldn't want anything longer because of the age. But big play, Darius Slay. There is a competitive bid there from the Baltimore Ravens, which I'm a little bit worried. But we offered him a 1-year, $11 million deal to kind of be a Band-Aid at that corner spot. So that in case we can't draft a guy that looks, first round, early first round in the draft, we have at least cover, and we can kind of just keep doing something like that, renting an outside corner for the last 2 years of this rebuild. Shanahan, hell of a pitch artist, man. We have yet to have anyone reject any of our offers. Welcome to the Bay Area, Darius Slay. I think with the signing of Darius Slay, we're still not truly in a BPA. There's 2 guys. I mean, McCoy here at center on the offensive line. Again, just another guy that we could shift all over. His early first round grade. I still think we need a linebacker above all. And we have Julian Peterson's kid. We're going to throw out a little bit of a storyline. Juan Peterson. The skills look good. The combine's solid. Talent's not amazing, but I think this is just our best option to get a guy that can contribute right away for a spot that we're weak at. So he's 74 normal. It's a reach. It's one of our first reach, number 28, getting him at number 20. He looks sick, though. 74. His rating might shoot up when we move him to left outside linebacker. So getting a day 1 starter there at a position that gets very generous dev trait boost. I'm not worried about it. Happy with that pick. Coy's still there in the second round, so might as well. Again, just a guy that could be a upgrade on the offensive line at some point. 76, hidden dev, number 8 in true value. There we go. I knew I'd make up for the dev trade on the first pick with this one. For our first 2 picks, I did draft a corner, and then I let the computer draft for us, and they helped us out immensely. We got a 70 hidden dev tackle, John Newman. I mean, I did set my draft board, I suppose. 70 hidden dev guard. 70 hidden dev guard. That's 3, 4 hidden dev linemen. Give me one above a star, please. So year 4, here's our team. Again, not a lot of changes on the offense outside of just all that blue, baby. All that blue. So we're going to take, where's the guy? McCoy. I don't know what happened there. Let's regenerate this lineup. I want McCoy starting that center. He's going to be left guard. We have Newman, Myers, and Nelson. So we have 4 guys with dev traits. Would be, I don't know, I'll be honest, it'd be a little annoying if they're all just coming back as a star. But Trey Lance up to a 91 overall. He's developing. He's very good. I would say so far. I don't think it's a hot take to say he's been the best of the young. I mean, Justin Fields was really good in the Bears rebuild too. But, I mean, we still need that Super Bowl. It's year 4. We still have 2 years left. Best of luck to you. On the D-line, we brought in Darius Slay on a 1-year deal. We have our first-round draft pick, Peterson, who's a 75 overall left outside linebacker. So we upgraded that spot. Maybe not as much as upgrading Darius Slay, but there just wasn't a linebacker available for us to really consider at that point. But, again, our team's better. 100% our team is stronger than what it was a year ago. And let's not, be one and done. That'd be cool. So at the halfway point of year 4, I sit atop the NFC West with a 5-3 record, 92 overall team, which is pretty scary. There was our last free agency negotiation period for guys that we want for the long term, and we just got to start with one guy, Mr. Trey Lance. $213 million, absolutely worth that at this point. I think Sermon's been very productive for us. I think he's worth a second contract with the squad. Eric Armstead, we're probably not going to find a better option on the free agency market. It's only a 1 year. I think the same could be potentially said with Darius Slay, but worst case scenario, I think we could just rebid on him in the open market and bring him back if that's truly something we want to do. Give ourselves a little bit of salary cap flexibility in case we need to go all in at a different position here in the offseason. Oh shit, all right, first round bye. Again. 93, I mean, we should have a first round bye. Number 1 seed, put some respect on the 49ers. Second time we've accomplished this feat, and much like the last time we did it, the Chiefs are the first seed in the AFC. Hopefully we can meet them in the Super Bowl. But, okay. This is a big C1. We got some upgrades here. Anything too crazy? Nice to see Greedy Williams. I wonder if those dev traits are unveiled for our squad. All those linemen. What are we working with here? We only have one as McCoy. It's a star dev. But he's up to an 83. Fine with it. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to complain about that. Let's look at the stats here. Mahomes has 62 touchdowns. Maybe I don't want to see Kansas City in the 62? It's like literally the guy that's kicked the second and third place for yards, and we're going to give their touchdowns and combine and give it to Mahomes. 62! 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 picks for Trey Lance. Cool. 15 and 15 for Sermon. Very much deserved that second contract. 3,000-yard receivers, finally getting kind of what we want here. Not upset with that in the least. Defensively, Fred Warner, 131 tackles, 12 TFLs, 4 sacks. Good numbers. 11 sacks, Bosa, 10 for Goldsberry. Happy with it. Better than where it was last year. And 5 picks, Darius Slay. Hell of a 1-year contract. Great decision there for us. X-Factor safety Parsons with 4 picks. Greenlaw with 3. Really good team, man. I don't know why, or what happened. The outlier year that we had last year. Mahomes easily is the MVP, as fully expected, seeing that stat line. For individual awards, the disrespect to the Niners. Yet again! Just getting slept on here. First round bye. We'll take that. I want to see something. Do they still have Colin Kaepernick? This could be a revenge game. Also, could be a we already know we're going to lose game if they still have Colin Kaepernick as QB1 in Carolina. Oh, they just got Aaron Rodgers now. Okay, cool. Cool. What? All right, we have Carolina. Revenge game. The last time we were really good, we ran into Colin Kaepernick and the Panthers. So the Panthers should have a revolving door of QB mercenaries that are coming in to try and help them win another Super Bowl. Which, I mean, I don't hate that. By all means, you do you. But we are a team that's built it the right way, and we only get our rentals at cornerback. So 2 field goals over for the 49ers, get a touchdown. Actually looks like a fairly dominant start to this game. 20-7 into halftime, potentially. Oh, Carolina sneaks in a touchdown to make it that much more competitive. We turn the ball over, and then we also score touchdowns. So 2 touchdowns in the last minute of the first half. Weird. All right, we kick another field goal. Way too many field goals. I can tell you that right now for us to have any confidence that we're going to see this one out here in the sim. And we give up a 40 bomb. One of the best defenses in the NFL. And we give up, I mean, it is Aaron Rodgers. But, doesn't make it any more. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I truly do believe the sim is better this year. I feel like a lot more than Madden 21, for an example, that the better team wins. But also, look at our rebuilds. We've only won, what, one Super Bowl? We failed so many rebuilds. So maybe there is still just garbage going, I don't know, in the sim. But we're going to year 5. Hopefully that makes a difference. I don't know. Live look at the recap. Packers won the Super Bowl. Adrian Amos is their MVP. That's an historic old school matchup. Green Bay and Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. Quick look at our squad before we gear up for an offseason. Do we have any dev trade increases? I don't really want to look at Kittle, especially because I think he's bugged and is what's causing my Xbox to shut off. That could just be assumptions, but it's kind of the way I'm leaning. All the guys had star devs. It's kind of lame. And no dev traits were earned on offense. On the defensive side of the ball, Darius Slay's now up to an X factor. So maybe we really shouldn't let him leave the building. You might have to throw him a contract offer here before the open market begins. I have money for barely any upgrades, but I have money for one upgrade, and I'm going to bring in Justin Tucker because that's what we're missing, a kicker. For our final draft, I simmed it out. Wasn't anything crazy. Made our first 2 picks. Got a 73 hidden dev, free safety, and really the only pick I was like, all right, we can maybe have an RB2 that comes in and helps out Sermon a little bit. So I got Zach Grubbs at a USC 76. Normal dev, looking like the second coming of Reggie Bush. So here's our final work, our final team here for the 49ers Madden 22 rebuild. And I think it's pretty damn good. Trey Lance up to a 94 superstar. Never got him off to an X Factor, but I mean, just look at the stats. This guy is absolutely insane. If this was his base stats, he'd be like, and this is in the future. And then eventually Trey Lance drops as a 94 Q. He'd be one of the most OP quarterbacks, if not the most OP quarterback. We have Sermon, 90. Juszczyk still doing his thing. Davante Adams has been a great signing for us. Deebo Samuel's up to a 90. Aiyuk, 89. Robinson, McCoy, Cochran, Cooper. McGlinchey's still here on the offensive line. George Kittle, perfect, 99. Even though I think he's glitched. Defensively, pretty scary. Armstead still here. Bosa's now a 99. Goldsberry and Kinlaw on D-tackle, very dangerous. Linebacking core, Fred Warner, 99. Dre Greenlaw's an X Factor. We drafted Parsons, 93, superstar X Factor. Thornhill, good. He's been solid. Greedy Williams, Darius Slay, X Factor. McDaniel still doing his thing at corner. I think that's really the only thing we've missed in this rebuild, the lockdown corner. And I say that, and still Darius Slay 5 picks last year. Earned an X Factor last year. We also went out and improved our special teams. Gillian and Tucker. I literally think in all 3 phases, we are a Super Bowl winning squad. Hopefully we don't run into the Panthers again. First round bye again. This is the creme de la creme of squats that we built. 3 first round buys, have not hit that. Maybe overall, 93 overall, maybe we've got to that level or maybe even higher. There's no way I've got 3 first round buys in any other rebuild we've done so far. Another NFC West title. This is a very dangerous squad. But I know now, it's been years of failure, is going to, propel them to the next level. They've been here. They know they've built up those calluses that the Patriots and stuff like that. They go to the playoffs all the time and built up so that when it gets in a dicey situation, they can find a way to endure. Mahomes, 54 touchdowns this year. Only 54. 25 touchdowns for Zeke Elliott. Looking like a peak, like LaDainian Tomlinson. Nothing else looks too crazy there. Take a look at our stats. Trey Lance in his final year. Pretty damn good. 4,700 yards, 41 touchdowns, 9 picks. So yeah, I think if we can win a Super Bowl, I think I would give him the title for the best rookie quarterback in Madden anyways from that 2021 draft class. 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns for Sermon. Grubbs, our first round pick, 5 and 12. 1,300 yards, 4 touchdowns for Kittle. 11 and 13 for Aiyuk. 1,012 for Davante Adams. Deebo was 7 and 6. Very, very tough stopping these wide receivers. Solid year from Greenlaw, leading the team in tackles. 10 sacks, Kinlaw. 10 Goldsberry. 10 Bosa. 8 Armstead. I will take that. That's like the minimum I want to see from my defensive line. And in the secondary, Greedy Williams leading the team with 3 interceptions. A quick look at the yearly awards. We already know Mahomes probably getting the MVP. Oh, went to Zeke with his 25 tutties. Congratulations in the NFC. Any 49ers. Trey Lance is the top quarterback. Very nice. Congratulations to you, sir. And that's about it. Joe Rogan's kid, nice kicker. But we have that first round bye. This has to be it, man. I just feel like there's a certain degree to this whole, like, is Madden Sim good? Is Madden Sim bad? Like, we need to win a Super Bowl. We have built and done everything that from a sim standpoint, when the sim is going, like, calculating all these numbers and algorithms and stuff in its head about who's going to win the game. My team should be winning every game now, okay? All right, we got the Falcons here. Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, good passing tack. All right, you got Terrell, Grady Jarrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Russell Gage. I do like the fact that Initial Valley, they don't got mercenaries. That's, for the most part, they've developed their starting roster into legitimate talents, and I respect that. I'll say right now, while I'll be insanely livid if we lose this game, at least it's not to Colin Kaepernick or like they sign like J.J. Watt or Aaron Donald or something like that in free agency. They have built their squad. And that's another team that, like, we got to get to, man. Falcons are a very interesting rebuild team. So we are in year 5, which means we will hop in when it sees fit, and it's seeing fit pretty soon here. We have 3 points. Fuck, man. I don't even know. Should I get out of bounds? Probably. Touchdown here. Defensive stop. Another touchdown is kind of what we're looking for. Got the touchdown. We got the stop. Let's go win this game. Let's go win this fucking game, man. Like, how? How are we struggling? You literally, I'm the quarterback right now. X factor, start. Like, how are you losing? How are you not throwing for more yards than what you have? And you have this guy. Look, I can just do this. Get your block. I'm going to scramble because he has like 90 speed. There we go, Kittle. There we go, Kittle. Get out of bounds. Save the time. I'm feeling confident. I like this. Like, I'm not worried because I know pretty much every matchup we are the better team. And I can win with the better team. If I can win with Mac Jones and pink slips, I can win with this juiced up, unstoppable offense. He's gone. Maybe slide. Maybe think about sliding. Consider it. The clock is rolling. I want it to be rolling because we have no timeouts. I'm confident that we'll score, and we don't want Atlanta to have too much time. Let's keep scrambling out the pocket. Okay, fatigue is looking real on this one. Okay, 2nd and goal. Boom. There we go. Better players should be winning. All the momentum now, all the little things that we have, the sim is going to go against. There's no way they come back and beat us. Thank you very much. Way too close for comfort. We'll get the job done. Huge game, Davante Adams as well. All right, Super Bowl on the line. We have football team. They got Matt Stafford at quarterback, Chase Young, John Allen, Cole Holcomb as our X Factors, Quentin Nelson, Scary Terry, Jamin Davis, Cam Curl, Angelo, something known as an Angelo Bush. It's a good team. Am I going to lose to the football team? Maybe. I might. There's a chance. Old Matt Stafford's probably, this is his last hurrah. You know, we're still a team that's on the come-ups. So you never know. When it's a guy's last chance, someone like Stafford with that arm talent, you never know. But I'm liking the start, man. 14-0 in the first half. Would be nice to win a game on the merit of the team that I built without having me to come in and take things over. And it's looking pretty good. Looking like, and I can always live with a rebuild. We're at least making the Super Bowl once. Making the Super Bowl is tough. You know? So in a 5-year period, I can make at least one Super Bowl win or lose. I don't feel like it's as garbage of a rebuild as if I just make a bunch of one and dones and we're a bunch of chokers. But look at that. Trey Lance, 81% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns on the game. Stafford couldn't hang. Our defense shut that shit down. And the Niners in year 5 going to the Super Bowl. I think because we're right here, we made the Super Bowl. Ooh, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. If I lose this, I'm going to be pretty upset. So I do always kind of like capping off rebuilds. But let's look at what these guys accomplished in their career so far for us. I'm going to do it now because if I lose the Super Bowl, probably just going to be frustrated and end the video. So far for Trey Lance in his career, 22,000 passing yards, 193 touchdowns, 51 picks is good. I guess one thing we haven't really talked about is that Trey Lance is not scrambling. He's going to have much, like that there is his career, 5 years. He's 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. Like that debatably is like 1 year. Like a good 1 year for Trey Lance for scrambling. So that's a little disappointing. Sermon, 6,100 yards, 56 touchdowns, 72 yards a game in his career. That's a hell of a pick. Obviously, a lot of these guys didn't do their big-time numbers with us, but Aiyuk and Deebo and George Kittle have been very productive for us. Defensively, Fred Warner, 1,000 tackles. He's a tackle machine. Nick Bosa, 59 sacks, 58 for Armstead. Goldsberry has 41. He's up to a superstar X Factor. Let's go, man. Some of these draft, this is just day and night from last year. Like another X Factor of just like every draft, you're just getting normal devs. It's not fun. It's just so much more immersive and fun when you're drafting good players. You can see just the kind of levels they can take your squad. But here we go. Super Bowl has been set. Very exciting Super Bowl. To start with Trey Lance, and clearly we're playing as the Niners because they have Trey Lance, and we get to, take on Trevor Lawrence. Both these guys are superstars. They get a lot more Randy guys there, but Josh Allen, Shaq Griffin, Bobby Wagner applying his trade here and they got James Robinson's up to a superstar. Miles Jack's still there. It's a really good squad. Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence. Winner gets the Super Bowl. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Let's go. I need another Super Bowl. I think we only have 1 Super Bowl in all of our rebuilds. That's a very low percentage. Get a touchdown. We get the first touchdown. Jacksonville responds. We get the second touchdown. Jacksonville does not respond. Suck it, Tony Khan. But they're tied up 14. I'm feeling like we need to come in soon. We got Justin Tucker, so I expect a lot of long field goals will be made. Third down, red zone. If we get a third down here, I will come in. I feel like now is a good opportunity. 3rd and 2, third quarter. A touchdown here. Not going to end the game, but it would be very, very powerful. We have Davante Adams on the slant. We're going to scramble. I don't really like what I'm seeing here. Can we... Oh! We might need to just go for this. I can't. They did go for it. They did for it! We got a touchdown! Let's go! I screwed up. Jacksonville gets a touchdown. We have another third down. Let's see if I can make up for that. That was just Actually, that play wasn't bad because everything was covered, I think. And I think the best play was not turning it over. 3rd and 10. Oh! No. A lot of pressure again. This is not a defense I really want to play from our 2 limited snaps. They are very good at covering. They're very good at rushing the passer. But I will eventually hit on one of these third downs. 3rd and 7. We got George Kittle on the slant. That's as easy as it gets. But with Bobby Wagner and Miles Jack, probably have the 2 linebackers that you really feel comfortable dropping back into coverage against George Kittle. And it's been working. But it only takes 1. That is a big-time conversion. 1st and 10. We got another third down. Why not? 3rd and 4. Try something like this. Something quick. Utilize the route running of Davante Adams here. I'm looking for him all the way. Nope, don't like it. Don't like it. Someone break off. Someone break off. Let's go. Let's go. Someone broke off. And it's George Kittle. Zero miedo. Or whatever that is. He does the Penta thing, which is kind of cool. Will he they should just sign him. Tony Khan should sign George Kittle. That's what I would do. But we got the win. And there's a Super Bowl, man. Another one. Look, Trey Lance can't believe it. I think with that Super Bowl and the production that we've seen, how many more QBs we got to do? We got to do, obviously, Mac Jones. He's got to do a Patriot rebuild. But we're seeing Mac Jones firsthand in pink slips, but that's a little bit different. I don't think Trevor Lawrence would be that excited after the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. But what are the rookies? Have I done every rookie? Am I missing one? We've done Zach Wilson. done Trey Lance. We've done Trevor Lawrence. We've done Justin Fields. Mac Jones, to be determined. But I think right now, that man right there, the man of the hour, number 5, QB5 for the 49ers. From a sim standpoint, it's the belle of the ball from the 2021 draft class QB. And you deserve it, bud. Let's go Niners. Get another Super Bowl. Trey Lance was pretty good. And you know, I hopped on the sticks, felt pretty good. And that was a hell of an effort. So with that being said, time to cap off the rebuild. Let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see me rebuild next. I'll probably be coming out to you guys Wednesday-ish. But yeah, let me know what team. I off the top of my head, I don't know now what the pop is. It gonna be the Patriots? Maybe the Falcons? Threw them out there. Kyle Pitts. That can be kind of fun. But let me know. I would do the most requested team in the comment section below. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. A lot of you guys are not really get my analytics. Getting like what half the people watching aren't subscribed. So if you like the content, like the rebuilds, check out Pink Slips. Hit that subscribe button. We'd love to hit 150K sooner than later. Thumbs up. That's all you got to do. Help out the video. Help out the channel. A like goes a long way. Leaving a comment goes a long way. And I'll see you guys back here on the next one tomorrow. We got Pink Slips episode 8. It's the off season. It's going to be a good time. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching and peace out.